Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to see you in the chat, Justin. Yeah, it was crazy. The Rey Mysterio was supposed to be there, and instead they got Kevin Owens. So once again, just like Dom's childhood, another man had to step up. That man was Kevin Owens. Bowman Gray Race is being shown on Flow Sports app, NASCAR 24-hour channel. Yeah, it's it was on, just available on Tubi, but they're adding it to the Roku channel as well. So there are more ways and more places to watch the NASCAR channel now. Sometime in the middle of the race, I'm going to get hit with an outage because I have a 24-hour, just a $4 package for when I'm watching here on the stream. And I started it yesterday at like 7. So as soon as the race goes green, it's going to cut out for me for a second. It's crazy that we're back on Big NBC. I've been cooking. I messed so much stuff up. I broke OBS completely, pretty much. But I'm working on some stuff. I'm working. Little sneak preview. I think it's pretty good. How are we doing? We are doing well, Doodlebug. Good to see you again. Good to see you, Jared and Justin. We should have a good race. Let me take a look at the weather radar. Pull that up. Oh. There's some spotted showers, but it looks like we're gonna maybe get to halfway before we get any interference. RFK Racing, the undead team. Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing them win today. I think that'd be pretty cool. That's our look at our radar. Not too bad, but zoom out. There's some rain just outside the area. All right, coming to green flag. Who can lock themselves in? Will we get a first-time winner? Can Alex Bowman survive? He's starting in second place, so he just has to hold position. It'll be interesting to see, personally be interesting to me, if Alex Bowman helps out another driver that has a win already. That would be crazy if they tried to if he helped himself lock in that way. Oh, I broke so much stuff. I was getting very angry. I broke just about everything in OBS trying to get that overlay set up. I mean, the cars are already, stacked up, nearing that gridlock. Early on, there's a little spacing between the drivers. But especially later in the race or towards the end of a stage, they just get stacked up and they start saving fuel. There's already a third line developing. All right. William Byron just had to serve a stop and go due to that pre-race inspection penalty. So, not great. Not a great start for Byron, but there's still plenty of race left. There's 5 cars you'd like to see win. Who are those 5? I need to set up my Discord. for the post-race show. How's the watch-along going? Well, we're just getting started. Justin wants to see Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Priest, Buescher, and Cody Ware. Cody Ware would be nuts. Absolutely nuts if he won. All right, the Discord's kind of set up now. It's at least created. All right, the front, let's see, the front about 5 cars have single filed out. Behind them, they're too wide for about 10 more lanes, or 10 more rows. And then we have a 3 wide developing further back. Alex Bowman on the inside just falling back. That may be due to design. Maybe Bowman's trying to ride it out. Because that's literally all... Well, Bowman needs a couple things to go right. He just has to finish the race, and he'll make it. But it's just going to be luck for Bowman if he makes it in or not. If a first-time winner this year wins, Bowman's knocked out. Currently, Blaney leading, Logano behind him. So 2 Fords up front, another Ford right behind them, Brad Keselowski, with Denny Hamlin sandwiched in between. This might be a hot take, but you think Buffalo, Ravens, or Bengals offense would be great? I mean, yeah, most likely. These next-gen plate races are usually a bit quiet in terms of crazy things happening. One thing that hurts this year's race is there's not a cut line battle going on. Bowman's locked in. The biggest battle, the only possible battle really, is between Reddick and Bowman. If Reddick crashes out early on and has a poor finish, low 30s, Bowman could jump him. And so if someone won, that knocks the other person out. It would knock Reddick out over Bowman. So we'll keep an eye on that. Good to have NBC again, big NBC. When the races are on cable, The ratings are lower. Not a huge fan of that. And, as long as you have an antenna, you can watch this race for free. So, it's great when they're on a big network. All right, they're going under commercial. Take a look at our leaderboard. Ryan Blaney first, Joey Logano second, Denny Hamlin third, Daniel Suarez fourth, fifth, Kyle Busch. Now fifth, Brad Keselowski. Sixth, Kyle Busch. Seventh, Bubba Wallace. Eighth, Austin Cindric. Ninth, Carson Hocevar. 10th, Michael McDowell. See, is Byron in last? Yeah. Byron already one lap down. Not great. Not great. Pretty cool seeing Kevin Owens. Good command. Good command. All right. The gap for the lead, it's closed up. An inside lane is now solidly formed. They had single filed out for a second towards the front. Daniel Suarez to the lead. They just announced his replacement today, Connor Zillage. So, he's running for other rides. He needs to show his worth here. If he wants a shot at another cup ride. I don't even know where he would go, though. Could show the race. I'll get. Yeah. I don't think we're gonna show it. We'll show Oh, well, we have a caution. Caution out on the speedway. We have a car with what looks like a flat tire. Right front is definitely down. Well, that's our first caution for incident. It would be a caution. Oh, he just lost it. Yeah, it looks like a tire went down. Somehow that wasn't a bigger wreck. They would have a caution under commercial. They would. NASCAR goes to commercial. You can count on a caution. Well, we got underway and now we're stopped. Welcome, Chris. Good to see you. Yeah, good to see you guys. I don't know if you guys saw it when I showed it for a second, but after the race, we're going to end this stream and we're going to start a post-race stream. So if you guys want to call in on Discord and share your thoughts, we're going to have a call-in section. But you can preview it here. We have it ready to go. I think it looks pretty good. Put that together very quickly. We broke OBS completely doing it. What would happen if you recorded NASCAR on YouTube? Would you get in trouble? If I live streamed it, yeah, they would copy. Well, they would probably take down the stream. But even if they didn't do that, it would get content ID later, and it would be a strike against my channel. But if you're talking about recording a race replay just for your own use, yeah, they'd probably be fine with that. Yeah, the 66 just lost. Who's in the 66 tonight? Is it Josh? Oh, Casey Mears. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. It would have been nice if Casey Mears could have had a good finish, but he's below Byron now. Just had a tire go down, middle of the corner. Super disappointing day for Casey Mears so far. R.I.P. Casey Mears. So Chris Buescher's having brake issues. That's what they're talking about on the broadcast right now. He needs to win. So, yeah. All gas, no brakes, I guess. But if you have to come to pit road, that could be an issue. We do have a server now. We do have a server now. Let me open Discord back up. I also need to add some people that have added me. Pending. Oh, Justin, I just got you added. Boom. Yes, we do have a server. How do invite, copy. Yeah, I'll just drop the link in the chat. Let me post that again. Boop. And we'll pin that message. So I don't know if we'll use that server for the calls for the post-race show, or whenever we do this, something like that. I may just see who's in there, and if someone wants to join, I may just call them directly. I think that'd be the easiest thing to do. Oh, welcome, Chris. You are quick with it. I see you, Chris. I see you. How about that? You are very quick with it. We're under commercial again. You know, they're still, I guess, getting things restacked after that last caution. See if NASCAR posted a replay of that spin. They did. They already posted it. Bang. There's a replay. It's Casey Mears going around. Rough. I hate it for Casey. But it happens. This ad that's playing right now, it sounds AI generated. That was definitely an AI voiceover. My NBC feed is coming from Pennsylvania. Crazy. That must be where the company's based. When do I think Kyle Busch is down on Pokemon? Been asking that he hasn't been on one. I don't know what you're trying to say there, Mason. I don't know what you're trying to say there, buddy. All right. We're going back green. Ryan Blaney leading them off on the outside. Joey Logano on the inside. Oh, no. Joey Logano's behind Blaney. The leaderboard hasn't updated to show it yet. Yeah, Suarez still on the inside. I lied. All right, we're back on a green flag. We'll go ahead and take that down. Let's scroll back up. There we go. Get our leaderboard there. We're going to save the calls for the post-race show. I don't know. One day we might open it up during the watch-alongs. That might be fun. But yeah, we'll just save that for the post-race call-in segment. Hopefully it works. It's getting dark. We're going to start having lighting issues here in a minute. So they just had Brad Keselowski's spotter on the broadcast just calling the race. Pretty cool to hear the communication between the spotter and the driver. Each team does it differently. Some drivers want all the information. Some drivers want very little information. Willie B's cooking again. Where is Byron? Byron, 32nd. That is, yeah, he is cooking, baby. What was the final score of the Colts game? I have no clue. No clue. I didn't watch a single snap. I should have, because it would have been interesting to see the Colts and the Bengals play. That's like the two teams that I pull for. I only pull for the Bengals because Joe Burrow and all the LSU connections they have. Oh, goodness. 2 cars around. Tyler Reddick into the inside wall. This is a Tyler Reddick worst case scenario. He'll probably be able to continue. But Tyler Reddick into the inside wall. He's got it refired. But if he finishes, like, let's say below 30th, doesn't get stage points, Bowman does, then Tyler Reddick's going to be on the bubble. And if we get a new winner, that would put Tyler Reddick out of the playoffs. Crazy. Ronald McDonald into the inside wall. Bad race for Ronald McDonald. Bad race. Do I have faith? Always. It's this year. It's this year. If it's not a championship this year, I don't know. I don't know if they can do it. BK has made some great moves in the portal and recruiting. Yeah, I think we have all the pieces needed. Can Brian Kelly coach them? That's the question, you know. And, you know, especially if LSU goes out there and wins the first game of the season, look out. Look out. I mean, great backfield as far as running backs. I think we have a great quarterback. I'm big on Nuss. He can let some of them loose, you know, for interceptions every now and then, but he carried the team last year as far as the offense goes. JK Speed, good to see you guys. I don't know. We'll get the replay of this wreck as soon as NASCAR post one, but just to show you guys again, this is a preview of our post-race show layout. So I think it looks pretty good. We'll go over it. And towards the end, that's when we'll have the call-in section. We'll bring it back to the desktop. Let's go ahead and check Twitter and see if NASCAR's posted a replay of this last incident. Not yet. Cautions breed cautions. We just had one. Now we have another. Still just have a replay of the last caution. Man, Reddick was right in front of Bowman, too. It's crazy. Cars that are battling for cut line positions and stuff, somehow they make their way to each other. I want to see a flip. They're showing off the A-post flaps that worked during this crash. They're brand new. I want to see one of these cars flip just to prove NASCAR can't keep them on the ground. Given the right circumstances, there's no way you can keep a car on the ground. If it gets hit just the right way, at just the right time, it's gonna flip. It's just crazy we don't see blowovers like we used to. You know, just absolutely crazy barrel rolls. These cars are a lot heavier. You don't mind Reddick, but hell yeah, Alex. Yeah. I mean, I'm rooting for Bowman for sure. I'd like him to make it. And if right now, Bowman is 10 points below Reddick. 10 points below. So let's take a look at our leaderboard real quick. So where is Bowman running? So if Bowman can get up to 7th position, he can tie Reddick. If he gets stage points on top of that, you know, Reddick is gonna fall through the field. Reddick's like shot at making it is getting back in the race and logging clean laps and hoping for several big wrecks. Danny V's probably having a party. Yeah. I mean, this is worst case scenario for Reddick. This is worst case scenario. Yeah, Danny B Talks, I think is the name of their channel. They also have one called Danny B, I think, Trains. He's a NASCAR commentator, a pretty big one. He's friends with Eric Estep and Black Flags Matter, all those guys. Yeah, he's good. Nice guy. He'll like reply to you on Twitter if you comment on his post and stuff. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let's see if we have a replay. Yes, we do have a replay. We have a replay. Houston, we have a replay. So it's not crazy contact. If that was the old car, if that was a sheet metal body, his day would be over pretty much. But with this composite body, he'll continue. Will he get a good finish? That's debatable. One of your favorite diecasts is Reddick's Michigan win. You went to that race and this year's, and you're going to next year's as well. Good. That's good. Michigan's probably a great track to go to. High speed for sure. One of the best tickets nowadays is Atlanta. Atlanta's almost a can't miss. Like if you're going to go to one race, I mean, Atlanta currently is putting on a better show than Daytona and Talladega. And Bristol, which is crazy. Of course, that's different with the Xfinity program. Xfinity puts on a good show pretty much everywhere. William Byron's back on pit road. Looks like they're checking the suspension for something. I'm not sure what's going on there. I wasn't listening when they mentioned it. Yeah, just an unfortunate incident. I mean, this is the worst case scenario for Reddick. What happened right here? G-Danger, are you a Reddick fan? Or do you just like the pickle car? Mobile One. Surprised there was... So, Faithful in Jesus, they added flaps to the A-post to keep the car on the ground. And honestly, I mean, yeah, that angle is very similar to how a lot of guys have flipped in the next-gen car previously. But if you see these red flaps... Let me see if I can pull my cursor up. These red flaps that pop up, or orange, whatever color they are, you see them deploy on the A-post. That's to hopefully keep the cars on the ground. Hopefully. Take a look at it one more time. You see that those flaps pop open. That's helping keep the car on the ground. The crazy thing is, I don't know if that's going to help. You stand by your statement. You are a Reddick fan. Oh my goodness. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry about this. Let's take a look at the weather real quick. That system, that could delay the race for 2 hours right there. Just that little system. Oh man. It's moving. Oh, that's sketchy. That's sketchy. Hopefully that weather holds off. You hate how the combat and enter keys are in the same area. Oh yeah, they're pretty close for sure. Did you send a message halfway completed? That's hilarious. Yeah, Byron getting that regular season championship. That's huge. It's good that he, I guess, got the regular season championship before this week, because the starting from the rear and the penalty, and now he's having problems with his car. That's rough. I mean, this is the worst thing that could have happened to Tyler Reddick. We were talking about it yesterday, and I was saying it's not likely, but it's also not impossible. Anything can happen at Daytona. Reddick could possibly miss the playoffs. If Bowman gets stage points here, watch out. You know, especially if he gets stage points in stage 1 and stage 2, Reddick might slip to 16th position. And if we get a new winner, that kicks Reddick out of the playoffs. And you know they're telling Bowman about this. All right, we're back to green flag coverage. Get the leaderboard pulled back up. Does anyone else agree that Ryan Preece deserves to win? I wouldn't mind seeing him win if he flipped across the finish line. Just to prove a point. Biffler said hard into wall. That's right. Good to see you, the Biffler. That's crazy. The Biffler. The Biffler. I'm pretty sure you guys know who this is. The Biffler is here. That is just insane to me. Good to see you, the Biffler. Good to see you. I'm starstruck. Dude, I love the Biffler. I see so many of his community posts. You got banned again? What happened? What happened? That's crazy. Yeah, the YouTube algorithm knows me now, so they've been suggesting great content, and the Biffler is one of them. So Bush is having issues with the handling of his car right now. The Biff cord, yes. That's a great name for it. So Kyle Busch is struggling right now. You're eating a beefy 5-layer burrito while watching the race, listening to my commentary. That's a good time. The 2 cents. You made a joke about the editing app you use, Adobe Express, being terrible. Oh no. Oh no. I agree. They are pretty sensitive. It's pretty ridiculous, the words that you're not supposed to say on here. And it's like, probably for you, same for me. I select this video is not meant for kids. So if it's meant for adults, then let me say what I want to say. Yeah. If Rumble didn't suck, I would go over to Rumble. But like, very few people use Rumble, and for good reason. You can't upload until September 2nd? That is ridiculous. Oh my goodness. Bowman around. Bowman in it. Bowman in it. Oh my goodness. No. 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 Who caused that? I need to see a replay immediately, and I want to speak to the manager. This is a worst case scenario for Bowman now. Now, Bowman is still locked in on points. Bubba said it was good while it lasted. That is crazy. Now, can Bowman get his car repaired? Oh my goodness. Reddick's right back in it. Reddick is right back in the race. Cindric out. Bowman has Bowman has steering damage. He might be out of the race. He might be out of the race. I mean, his front end is destroyed. Now, we'll see if they can put on... I don't know if they're allowed to put on a new body panel. That is huge. Yeah. Bowman's damage looks really bad. Really bad. You know, teams a lot of times will have just a toe link and they're out of the race. So, yeah, Bowman's done. He parked it. He's done. No one slipped yet, but we've had 3 cautions now for incident. Bubba just made a stupid move. I think that's completely on Bubba. Bubba's good at plate tracks, so there's no excuse for what he just did. Was his spotter not talking to him? Crazy. G Danger is a Reddick fan. He's hoping Reddick makes it in. So this pretty much locks Reddick in. Now, if we get a new winner, Bowman's out. 22 up the track, so Logano's way further up than he needs to be. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely Bubba's fault. And Kyle Busch is probably... I don't know if he's out of it, but his chances are probably up. Alex Bowman's 9th in the standings, and he may miss the play. That's right. That's right. And NASCAR.com had a stat earlier in the week. Alex Bowman had the highest average finish out of the last 10 races of the season. So Bowman was peaking. He probably could have made a good playoff run. And if am I saying Bubba? I meant to say Bowman if I am. If Bowman had made it to the round of 4, Bowman's good at Phoenix. Bowman could be a champion if he made it. Kyle Busch looks like he got a ton of damage. No, it happens. It happens. Everyone's favorite driver at one point is going to make a mistake, and it's going to make them look like an idiot. It happens to everyone at some point. So it's hard to be critical of one driver because later in the race, it could be a driver I like. You know, in the Daytona 500, William Byron wrecked half the field. So, you know, it happens. They said pack it up on the Kyle Busch's scanner. Well, another year. Another year. Sadly, this might be enough of a reason for Bowman. Bowman already signed an extension. So unless they were to breach that contract, Bowman's safe. I don't understand why people comment that Bowman's seat could be, oh, Connor Zilic is going to Bowman's seat. Oh, Carson Hocevar is going to Bowman's seat. Bowman's locked in for the next 2 years. Yeah, no, I saw the contact. The bumpers were slightly misaligned, but it looked like Bubba went on his own, I thought. Let's see if we have a replay. I'm sure they do by now, right? Oh my, do we not? Okay, we do have a replay. They just posted one 1 minute ago. Here we go, guys. Feast your eyes. So, I wish they backed it up further. The replay doesn't start early enough. Okay, so starting here, why is Bubba that far down the track? I get he's trying to follow the 12, but does he not see the 22 down here? I mean, this is pretty ridiculous. If anyone should be out, it's Elliott. Take away Elliott's Atlanta win. Elliott's been horrendous this year. He's been consistent. He hasn't had winning pace that often, but he's been incredibly consistent. I mean, he definitely... So, if we could back up the clip, if we could go even further, which we can, this is where the clip starts. Bubba and Larson are lined up. And then Larson has kind of an off-center push, and so Bubba does come down the track, but Bubba continues down the track. And that's what I'm questioning. I mean, that's pretty crazy what just happened. I mean, just bad communication from his spotter. You have to know what's going on here. It's frustrating where the clip starts. We don't get a great replay to show what led up to this. But I mean, Bowman in the wrong place at the wrong time. Just done. Red flag? Oh my goodness. It's been extremely consistent. I wouldn't doubt it. It's probably up there. I mean, without a win, he was still like competing for the regular season championship. So pretty good. It's almost like Bubba tried to get in front of Logano. So we can't back it up further. So it's hard to see and say exactly what happened leading up to it. But it looks like Bubba and Larson kind of got shuffled out of that second groove, that middle groove. And that put Logano on the inside of Bubba. And, they just ended up going around. No, that is not mild. That is not my definition of mild. That is just unfortunate. A lot of good cars involved. That is crazy stuff. And that's going to cause... People are going to be very angry at Bubba. Watch it. You'll see it. You'll see a lot of hate for Bubba here. I just think it was a racing deal. Any driver could have been in that situation. But, it just happened to be Bubba there. They're racing like NASCAR 21 Ignition AI. Yeah. Bowman. Yeah, Bowman's probably done. I mean, there's not what's the point in him continuing? Maybe come back out and get a few more positions. Maybe. But I mean, he's at the mercy of the other drivers now. Good night. Cindric hit Wallace head on. Man, yeah. Wallace came back up the track. Larson expected Bubba to keep going straight. Bubba wanted to cut in front of the 22. Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like. That's pretty much exactly what it looked like. I don't think it's Larson's fault at all, though. I mean, he was just... You're bumper to bumper and you're pushing. I don't necessarily think it was a bad push. It's for whatever reason, Bubba Wallace just went down the track. So let's look at this replay again. Yeah, 23 down the track, trying to maybe side draft Blaney. Now the 22 comes up the track. And then Wallace just down the track, down the track, down the track. Yeah, I'm with you, Danny. Like, I just think it's a racing deal. You know, that's not necessarily bad driving. And it's so quick. Like, I don't even know if the spotter could have said much there. They were shifting all around. Why was Kyle? So Kyle was complaining about a bad handling car. So they're saying the air from Logano's car pulled Wallace into him. That's why they're saying Logano was at fault, possibly. They're not really putting the fault on him. They're just saying the existence of his car, where it was on track, pulled Wallace down the track. You know, they're NASCAR drivers. Hopefully they know more about the aerodynamics than I do. So I'll take his word for it. But none of these drivers that talk now currently, you know, on the broadcast, have driven the next gen. Burton's been out of the car for years. It's kind of like when Darrell Waltrip would talk about what the car was doing, how it was behaving when he had been out of the car for 20 years. And it's like, how accurate is your commentary? Yep, under a red flag, involved in crash, Austin Cindric, Noah Gragson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Bubba Wallace, Austin Hill, Riley Herbst, Zane Smith, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Alex Bowman, and Carson Hocevar. They just showed Larson's onboard. Wonder if we'll get any other angles from this. What's the Discord server name? It's the pinned comment. It's just AZtronics YT for YouTube. He never touched him? Are you I thought he bumped him. Not like right during the wreck, but I like before they had a bump and Bowman's car kind of shot a little down the track. Oh, take a look at this. Can we get a full screen of that? This is Bowman's on board. That is just crazy. Unfortunate. Running along. He's behind Larson there. Ugh. Kyle just comes back up the track, gets into him, it looks like. Oh, more contact on the front end. They just showed it really close. Before anything, Larson car hits Bubba, that turns him. I don't think Larson turned him. I don't think that's accurate. He hit him and it did definitely upset the car. It definitely upset the car, but Wallace, well, there's a lot of B names here. Bubba Wallace just kept going down the track. Yeah, that front end, that angle from the onboard of Larson does not look like Larson's at fault there. It was just a weird incident. Like how often do we see that happen, especially this early in the race? Larson hit him, but not his fault. Yeah, I mean, we're just listing the cars involved at this point. You know, Wallace was involved. I don't know why he went down the track outside of the car being upset. Larson did bump him, but I don't think that's what made him continue to go down the track. I just think he was trying to merge into that second groove. I think he wanted him to go down there. Yeah, I mean, you can see that on the replay. You can see Larson bump him. That's not in question. But why did he keep going down the track? Yeah, I mean, that's classy. That's classy for Bubba to take the blame there. He didn't have to. You know, in my opinion, that's just a racing incident. Anyone could have been in this position. It was so weird how it happened because they were lower down the track. Like both of these lanes were lower down the track. They came up the track closer. So before this, Larson gets into the back of the 23, kind of upsets the car. They continue. And then right after, Wallace just merges. He just merges down the track. Crazy stuff. Yeah, I told you guys. Bubba would get a lot of blame for this. That is just disappointing stuff here. I was hoping Bowman could use that Reddick opportunity, you know, Reddick having his incident. And then right after, Bowman gets worse damage. Is that in the garage right now? Looks like we're back under yellow. If Bubba stays high, it wouldn't have happened. That's complete. Yeah, I mean, that's true. These next gen cars are hard to save. That's what all the drivers say. So if he did get really loose from Larson hitting him, then maybe, you know, that played a factor. But for sure, if he stays high, I mean, we're good. But I mean, 4 wide at Daytona, no matter, you know, what part of the race you're in, is really tricky. You just watch the wreck in slow-mo. What is your takeaway, Dark Side? Bowman was gonna win it. Danny thinks Bowman was gonna win. Maybe. He's had a shot several times at these plate tracks, but he's never been in that position to really take the win. He possibly could have won at Atlanta, possibly, but he helped Elliott. All right, here we go. Here's the onboard with Larson. Oh, that's from the last caution. Why are they playing this? Why do we care about Larson's onboard here? That's silly. That's silly. I thought they'd posted the onboard from this last wreck. Not yet, though. Yeah, Larson in the... Not Larson. Bowman's in the garage. That thing's torn up. I don't know if that car is going to make it back out there. What did you miss? If you're not... You missed a pretty big wreck, and Bowman's out of the race now. He's in the garage. That's what you missed. I'll leave you with this, guys. They're under commercial. I'm going to take a commercial break. I'm going to go use the restroom. I'll be right back, guys. Someone flew a hot air balloon on the track? I hope not. You saw the murder setup Bubba did? The king is dead in all caps. Commercial break. That's funny. Like Jamie McMurray once said, I can't steer my car if the rear tires are off the ground. I mean, is that... I mean, he definitely... Larson's contact definitely upset the car before it happened. But Bubba continued down the track. And another point, they can't lift the rear tires off the ground in this car. It's too stable. It's not like the Gen 4 car where the bumper was up off the ground, where you could actually get up under someone's, you know, rear bumper and pick the rear tires up off the ground. You can't do that anymore. But the next gen car is really hard to save, and it snaps loose so fast. So even just that little contact with Larson, maybe Bubba was trying to catch up to it. Yes, definitely a crisp beverage. This stream is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. Not actually, so don't sue me, Dr. Pepper. I almost spilled it. Bubba's trending. That's crazy. Bubba's trending. Do we have another replay yet? Anything else from NASCAR? Oh, yeah. Another angle here. Wake up, babe. New angle just dropped. Imagine not having water. Some people don't have to. Well, Keselowski's still in it. Let's run this back. Let's see if we can see. Bowman had already been hit. I mean, tons of hard hits here throughout the field. Chase Elliott going through the grass to get through it. I don't blame him. He said, "I'm out of here, boys. I'm out of here." Man, I don't know if you guys have seen the 43 car. It looks so good. It looks so good. Let's click on Bubba. How is Bubba trending? I mean, I know why he's trending, but what are people saying? Bubba Wallace doesn't know what happened, but he heard it's National Blame Bubba Wallace Day. Justin, Bubba Wallace caused a massive crash. Well, that's what that guy thinks. Oh my goodness. This is the onboard from Austin Cindric. Life comes at you fast. What about Priest? I'm not sure. He's probably still in it. I don't think the RFK cars were involved. Well, that is insane. What? They hit head on. Yeah, a lot of negativity. Justin got a garage, like a hot pass. So he's at the race. So if you guys know Justin, he's a good follow. Oh my goodness. People are very upset. That's awesome. Doing some fishing in Lake Lloyd. Thank you for the super chat, King is Dead. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Always massive W's for the super chat. Big ups to the King is Dead. He's a huge supporter of the stream. Huge supporter. Which, I mean, pretty much everyone here in the chat are constant supporters. Bubba Wallace's spotter, Freddie Kraft, seemed to think the accident was Kyle Larson's fault. Tried to force middle there. Freddie Kraft might just be mentally deficient. That's a nice way to put it. How do you, like, Larson definitely got into the back of him, but he wasn't trying to go middle. Like, what is he saying? Well, there's a lot of negativity there. Let's look at what's trending for NASCAR. Oh, that's beautiful. The pit road signs. Love to see that. We're in a commercial break right now. Is this... No, that's exactly... That's just NASCAR's clip reposted. Yeah, I mean, that's a super weird comment by Freddie Kraft. That's why I'm so confused what he meant by that. Because if anyone was trying to force middle, it was Wallace. He merged down the track into Joey Logano. That's the only way to really look at that. I mean, he may have been chasing the car. Like, instead of just saying it's my fault and blowing the media off, just like, oh, it's my fault, everyone blame me. If Bubba could have explained what happened on his end, that would inform us quite a bit. Quite a bit. Connor Zilic to the Cup Series next year. Some news there. All right, Bowman's out. They just announced it. Bowman's out of the race. All right. Stage 1, 3 laps to go. Oh, look at that. Brazil in the chat. All right, green flag, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and close out that window. Look at that. Michael McDowell leading the way. Get it, Michael. Get it. Michael McDowell could win this race. Look at that. Some big names that could win and knock Bowman out of the playoffs. Michael McDowell, Ryan Preece, Todd Gilliland's up there. Justin Haley has a win in this very race. Yes, it was a rain-shortened race, but Justin Haley has a win here. Crazy, crazy stuff. Shane Van Gisbergen having a good run so far. Cody Ware. So I don't know if you guys heard the news. Cody Ware got a fortune cookie. He was at a Chinese restaurant yesterday, and the fortune cookie said, "Victory is around the corner." So if you guys believe in fortune cookies, Cody Ware is going to win this race. And in the playoffs forever. That's probably the best case scenario, by the way. Cody Ware wins and gets into the playoffs, and they just delete the playoffs. They just get rid of them next year. Blaney has been out front. He is trying to control this race. Blaney better watch it. Larson will turn him. Larson will turn him. And these cars just shove so hard. You have to. Just gridlocked. Final lap. Coming out of 4. Kyle Larson will take stage 1. All right. We're under caution. 35 laps in. Ware dead last in points. The win for him could be the final nail in the coffin for the playoffs. I hope so. You had to short him because of the limits of YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. Who else is at NASCAR? Well, I think we're all here watching it, or watching along together. It's not a reference to anime. The King is dead. It's not a reference to anime. It's an SCP thing. It's not Naruto. I think that's the name. Yeah, he loves anime. The King's Dead loves anime. It's not anime. Kyle Busch way down there. Alex Bowman 35th. Pretty much a worst case for Bowman. But I mean, he was already at the mercy of the rest of the field. If a guy without a win gets it, Bowman's out of the playoffs. Well, we're in a commercial again. So let's pull back up our Twitter and see what people are saying. He'll vie for a title once again with the 48 out. Tyler Reddick is now locked into the NASCAR playoffs. Huge. Huge. Man, what a bad wreck. Killing myself back on. I'm so sorry, buddy. I'm so sorry. Green flag for Saturday's race at Daytona was delivered by a helicopter. Pretty sick. Pretty good pre-race. Pretty good pre-race. They had Kevin Owens there. WWE talent. Look at that. Air assault. Pretty sick. Now let's take a look at our stage 1 results here. We don't really have much new news. Look at that leaderboard. So Kyle Larson taking stage 1. Ross Chastain 2nd. Ryan Blaney 3rd. Michael McDowell 4th. 5th, Justin Haley 6th. Joey Logano 7th. Todd Gilliland 8th. Ryan Preece 9th. Chase Briscoe 10th. Christopher Bell. So So Keselowski just outside the top 10. Where is Buescher? Buescher down in 24th. Not great. Not great. I mean, anyone that's still in the race, Zane Smith and above, could still win. I mean, who knows? Denny Hamlin could probably still win if he gets back out on track. Or gets his laps back. I don't know what the damage is. All right, back from commercial. All right, they're interviewing Bowman right now. The issue with being on the high side of this track, if I was ever racing and I had my choice of what line to be in, I would definitely stay on the inside. Because a lot of the time in the corners when a crash happens, the cars wash up the track and there's nowhere to go. If you're down low, you can at least take off across the apron, have a shot to get away. I know exactly the clip you're talking about, Chris. At least I know of a sound bite like that. There's also one I love about Max Verstappen. It's funny. Was that Bubba's revenge on Bowman from the in-season challenge? I don't know how much the drivers paid attention to that. I mean, Atlanta being the first race of the in-season challenge was a terrible idea. Terrible. Need some nose hair trimmers. My nose just itches constantly. Yeah, Bowman's out for sure. They announced that, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes ago. Talladega earlier this year was very quiet. I mean, hardly even a wreck in the race. It didn't end with a big crash or anything. And so I was thinking maybe Daytona would be calmer. Maybe we would run stage 1 to stage 2 and get to stage 3 of the full field. Well, we've had several cautions now. Several cautions. Yes, that is correct, Darkside. Reddick is officially in. And if no new winner, Bowman will also be in. That is correct. Keselowski got off pit road first, it looks like. Huge. Now, some drivers did stay out on track, so we'll see if they either pit this lap or if they're just going to try to stay out for whatever reason. I know some guys pitted up. Some guys hit the bits off sequence. So during one of the earlier cautions, Suarez came down. A few other guys came down. Yes. Myself and the King is Dead, and another guy that sometimes is in here. We all went to Talladega together. And yeah, I mean, it was entertaining seeing them 3 wide, but they were saving fuel. So even though it's visually impressive, like they're not giving it 100%. This isn't unprecedented, by the way. Truex missed the playoffs, and I think he was, second in the points or third in the points? So this has happened before. I was just saying we went to Talladega, and there weren't really any big wrecks at all. Very calm race, and this race so far has been very not calm. Already, I guess, 3 cautions for incident. We had that single car spin. We had the wreck with Reddick, and then the big one there. So I guess 3 cautions for incident, and then 1 for the stage break. Cody Ware? What about Cody Ware? You're making an X account? Yeah, dude, I like Twitter. My algorithm is very tuned to college football and NASCAR, and so I see a lot of it. I think Cody Ware would perform if he had Hendrick equipment. Maybe like 5 to 8 positions better. I don't know how good of a driver he is, but I mean, if you've never been in fast equipment, it takes a minute to adjust to it. I think that would be an immediate boost. Like, I think he would immediately finish 5 positions better. Could he improve more after that? Maybe. I mean, I don't know. It's a hypothetical anyway. Why is Kyle Busch out of the race? I mean, he hit pretty hard. And with the car, if you get underbody damage or something in the steering or suspension breaks, I mean, you're done. You're just done. The car can look perfect, but if the steering's damaged, you can't race. William Byron or Alex Bowman? I mean, I like the 24 better, but I like, as a person, I like Alex Bowman more. So it's, you know, back and forth. I have a lot more William Byron stuff just because, you know, he took Gordon's old number. I'll be right back, guys. I may do something about the lighting here. Coming through. Not really a great way for me to do this. We're back under green flag racing. Cody Ware out front. The beast. Where do I put this? All right. Hopefully that's better. There we go. That's a bit better. It is super bright to look at, though. Just adjusting the lighting. Darkside said if Cody Ware wins, you'll buy the entire Arby's menu tomorrow and eat it on a live stream. Oh my goodness. I may go there personally and tamper with the race. The fortune cookie saved his life and his career. Let's go, Cody Ware. Using the power of a fortune cookie. Truly amazing stuff happening right now. Truly amazing. Whew, we are doing some crazy things here. Brad Keselowski, P2. Oh, yeah, let's scroll up. My bad, guys. I had the leaderboard in the wrong position. Dude, if you guys don't believe in fortune cookies or didn't before, now you do. Yeah, I mentioned that for a second earlier. They were showing the 43 car on pit road, and it is just gorgeous. Petty blue with that day glow orange or whatever shade it is. It just pops on track. Beautiful. I have a Bubba Wallace, Richard Petty throwback scheme. I have that one at work. And then I think I have an Eric Jones. Yeah, I think I do. I have the original car and the throwback car. Seeing these lap times hurts your heart. Yeah. Earlier on NASCAR Heat, I ran a 43.9. I know it's a video game, but like we were hauling around the track compared to these guys. "13 laps in to stage 2. Yeah, that Gen 6 car was insanely fast at the super speedways, especially the package from around like 2019, around that era. That thing was insane, and they kept having to slow it down, and they put that big wicker bill on the spoiler, and it was already what Dale referred to as a giant spoiler. It's a nice way to put it. But, you know, those cars were, and the runs they would get would just be insane. You know, they'd be going 10 miles per hour faster than the car ahead of them. We knew it was good, but we didn't know that would be the last good super speedway racing we would see in the Cup Series for a while. They're freight training pretty deep through the field. Let's see where Briscoe finds himself. I think that's him up there. Briscoe back in 9th. So they're single file all the way back to Chase Briscoe. They got Cody Ware up front, Ty Dillon running in 5th. Wild stuff. They're bringing up the flips. That's crazy. Is that a William Byron hat? It is. It is. It's the it's one you'll see Byron wear a lot, you know, in a lot of the photos of him at the track. I like it. I like it. It's a lightweight material. I also have a backup hat in case we have issues. I can swap. Look at that. Tyler Reddick is leading the inside line. He's not like literally leading. He's really just blocking. But do I have a separate account? No, I do not. Someone has the someone has the AZtronics username on Twitter, and it's an inactive account, but Twitter doesn't typically remove inactive accounts unless you hold the copyright or something. So if I copyrighted it or trademarked it or whatever I need to do, then maybe Twitter would give me access to that handle. I've considered making one, but I don't know. We'll get around to it when we get around to it. I just already have so many connections on my personal account. Now, if anything, I'll do like AZtronics YouTube or AZtronics _ something like that. Or real AZtronics. That's what some people do. So Cody Ware is burning a ton of fuel right now. Out front. That's crazy. The top 4, all Fords right now. Man, where is Reddick running in terms of laps? Is Reddick on the lead lap? Oh my goodness. Tyler Reddick is on the lead lap. Oh my goodness. I thought he was down a lap. Justin said he really hopes an RFK car can win. I agree. I would like to see that, but I want Bowman to make the playoffs. I would be okay with seeing them win, but I would be very sad for Bowman. What a crazy comeback. Whew. If Bowman hadn't wrecked, Reddick would still be ahead of him right now because of this giant recovery. Oh, it didn't take away my access. I had a 24-hour pass for this cable network, and it was supposed to expire around 7 p.m. and it didn't. G-Danger said Reddick's car is not a good drafter right now. Well, that front end has damage, so he's definitely like a parachute out front. He would be faster behind another car instead of leading the inside lane. I need my notepad. We're under commercial currently. I'm gonna take some notes real quick, and then we'll do a little Twitter review, kind of see what people are saying. Have I played BioShock before? I have not played BioShock. Reddick's car, not good drafting. He says he has underbody damage. This next-gen car is... it's very reliant on the underbody. That's where a lot of the downforce comes from. So when you have that underbody damage, it makes the car very hard to handle. You know, you lose a ton of that downforce. All right, have my notes. We're all caught up now. What's my opinion of the NASCAR 25 cover? I don't like it. It's not bad. I just don't like it. I don't like the like rubber buildup effect or whatever that is. I don't know what it just makes the cover look dirty. And the cars are so small. It's supposed to be a focus on the cars, the driving, the racing. It's a racing game. But yet we have giant pictures of the drivers, the 3 on the cover. And then we have tiny, tiny little cars down below them. I don't like it. I don't like it. Put the drivers on the right side of the cover, and in the background, you have the cars up on the high banks of Daytona. There's your cover. Would have worked. Would have been just fine. But, I don't know. I've seen other people do mock-ups, like fake covers for the game, and they all looked better than the one that actually got released. Maybe I'll like it better when I actually see it on some, like a physical box, or when I see it on the PlayStation Store or whatever. I might like it then. But right now, I do not like the cover. All RFK cars in top 10. Well, you know, sometimes the Fords, they get together really well. All right, but we also have Michael McDowell and Justin Haley up there. Justin Haley, former Daytona winner, and Michael McDowell, also a former Daytona winner. So, 2 guys that somewhat know how to get it done here. I say somewhat because Justin Haley's was a range-shortened race. That's why he won. Haven't played any of the Need for Speed games. I would say probably half of them. I would say most, but I don't think I've played most, so maybe about half. Like, I played Hot Pursuit 1 and 2, Underground 1 and 2, a little bit of Carbon, Most Wanted, obviously, Rivals, Heat. Yeah, I like the Need for Speed games. The newest one, not for me. Man, I wish they would just remaster Underground. The original Need for Speed Underground. That was a great game. Just remaster it. Boom. $60. I'll pay it. Ty Dillon up front. Cody Ware second place. Justin Haley third. Like, what is this top 5? Brad, Michael, they're fine. Need for Speed Most Wanted is the best one. Yeah, it's really good. It's really good for sure. It had probably my favorite story out of all the Need for Speed games. YouTube decided to kick off a sad time in your brain. I'm so sorry. That sounds tragic. Just think happy thoughts, man. It's that easy. Yeah, I was hoping they would do a sequel to that Need for Speed movie. But we got a Gran Turismo movie. I haven't seen it. Didn't really seem like my cup of tea. Do I think Bubba Wallace is going to win? I don't think Bubba's going to win today. I understand. Sometimes when you see something that upsets you, it's hard to shake that. You just have to somehow ground yourself and remind yourself that before whatever you saw that upset you. Before you saw it, you were having probably a good day. You know, hopefully at least a decent day. And all that changed was your mindset. So, you know, I know it's difficult. It's hard to shake negative feelings. But, you know, just have to try to keep your mind off of it and focus on being in the present. You know, don't let a 3-second incident ruin the rest of your day. Easier said than done, though. All right, we're halfway through stage 2. Coming to halfway, at least. SVG P5. Pretty impressive. I mean, pretty impressive. Yeah, he goes to normal 1.5s every other week, you know? But it's not every day SVG's on a plate track. So it's pretty impressive for him to be up there. Priest P2. Prepare for flight. Prepare for liftoff. Ryan Priest about to turn a flip any minute. See that jet fighter helmet? He posted a picture of it on his Twitter. It looks so good. He also visited Kennedy Space Center and he took a picture with the spacesuit. He's really making jokes at himself. That's, well, I don't know. If something would impact my whole year, I would think about it a little further. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Now they're replaying the Ryan Priest flips. Crazy stuff. Crazy. His flip in the 500 earlier this year was an all-time flip. All-time. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, Juan Pablo hitting the jet dryers. That was a crazy race because I believe it was already rain delayed and blah, blah, blah. That was nutty. Nutty. I remember having to convince my mother to let me stay up and watch the race. Look at that, Chastain up front. At SVG taking the lead back over. So both Trackhouse cars up front. Suarez was up there earlier. Where is Suarez now? Suarez running in 11th. So decent day for the Trackhouse cars. I love the space stuff, Jared. I love it. Cody Ware P2. Yeah, I mean, they're kind of shaking it up. It's hard to tell who's saving fuel and who's not right now. It doesn't really matter that much throughout the draft, but these guys are on slightly different strategies. So keep an eye on that if these guys have to pit sometime during the stage. 26 laps to go. They're going to send people to Mars by 2029 or 2030. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. SpaceX wants to, but that's all going to happen through the Starship program. And Starship hasn't been performing. They're launching it tomorrow. They're doing it. It's test flight number 10. So hopefully it goes well. But they're behind schedule. If we don't watch out, China, they're going to beat us back to the moon and to Mars. And that's probably what it'll take to wake up the American public. You know, like talking about things related to sending people to other planets. You don't know why, though. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. You never know what they may discover in space that will improve life here on Earth. You'd love to go to Mars? It's a long trip currently with how, like, the technology we have currently. So you would be gone, like, I think every 2 years we can go. That's when the orbits sync up. But it's a 6-month trip there. And 6 months back. So you might get at most a year on Mars. But you'd be gone probably at least 2 years. Maybe 4. I can't remember what the exact point is. But the orbits of Earth and Mars, it fluctuates out. And so whenever they're the closest is when you want to make the trip, because it's a shorter distance. You know, if you went out of, you know, peak launch season, you're going to take a lot longer to get to Mars. But even at its shortest, you know, it's still a 6-month trip just to get there. And then when you get there, you have, I think it's one third. No, it's more than that. What is the gravity of Mars? I've forgotten. The moon is 1/6. I know that. Oh, yeah, it's about 1/3. 38%. Okay. Closer than I thought. Yes, after the race, we're gonna end this stream and we're gonna go live with a post-race show. Be like a talk show format. And if you guys want to call in and share your thoughts for, you know, maybe a minute, maybe 3 minutes, however long it takes you to get your thought out, join the Discord, and I'll call you guys directly if you guys want to call in and share your thoughts live on stream. Kind of do a little call-in show like they do on the radio. Yes. I think that factors out to about 38% of Earth's gravity. So a little above 1/3, but close enough for government work. Yeah, so the reason why I bring that up is the human body is designed to be on Earth. And so when you're in lower gravity environments, your body breaks down. So we're going to have to learn how to offset those penalties. How we're going to keep up the human body, and how will staying on the surface of Mars for a year, 2 years, how will that affect the human body? Need to build stronger spacesuits. Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a lot of work. I hope we get there soon. But I mean, it's going to be huge when we go back to the moon. I'm going to be so excited. I don't think I'll ever make it to Mars, but there's a chance I could make it to the moon one day. You know, once Starship starts going there every other day, just making trips. Going to the moon, baby. All right, they have it 3 wide right now, kind of, I guess, in fuel savings mode. Cody Ware leading, though. Cody Ware does not care about the fuel savings. He is going to the wall. He knows he's going to win. The fortune cookie said so. The fortune cookie said so. You'll never get tired of seeing those bow ties on the cars. Yeah. I heard a rumor, and that's exactly what it is, a rumor. And hopefully that's all it will stay, is a rumor, that Chevy is looking to bring back the Camaro as an EV crossover, which I don't understand why you would do that, because the Blazer pretty much already is that. It already has the Camaro look to it. And I mean, it would be an EV crossover. So, I mean, that would ruin the Camaro name. Why? Why do that? Make up a different name. Any other name. Yeah, it's disgusting. Thankfully, Ford got a lot of pushback for making an E-Mustang, the Mach-E, and no one's buying the new Dodge Charger. So hopefully Chevrolet will see the light and keep manufacturing combustion engine sports cars, including the Camaro. They just need to bring it back, baby. Bring the Camaro back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just stupid to bring back a popular nameplate, but then put it on a different type of vehicle completely. And especially the Camaro's known for performance. And then you're going to put it on an EV, and like, sure, it might be fast, but it's not going to have that V8 roar. It's not going to have, you know, the feeling of a combustion engine and the gearing and all that. It's a different experience. I did hear one of those electric Dodge cars in traffic leaving work the other day, and it did make me smile. It didn't sound like a V8 engine, but it did have a rumble to it. And I rolled down my windows just to listen to it. It's like, oh, it's pretty cool. I don't like the look of the car, but it's still pretty cool. We need light speed to travel through space, to go long distance for well, yeah, you can't necessarily, we don't know how to do that yet. We don't know how to do that yet. Maybe there's theories on how to do it, but maybe if we could warp space-time, maybe we could approach the speed of light, or maybe surpass it. But I don't think we're going to live to see that. It would take so much energy to warp space-time. You know, we don't have enough energy right now to be able to do that. We would have to get like 0-point energy or something. Yeah, Cody Ware is killing it, Johnson fan. He is killing it. He did his best. Now he's falling back. Yeah, that was probably a career highlight for Cody Ware. He needs to retire. All right, King is dead. We will be here. We will be here. So just to give you guys a preview, we're in a commercial right now. We're going to be doing a post-race show after this. So if you guys want to call in, go ahead and join the Discord, and I will call you guys individually if you want to come on the show and share your thoughts. Yes, green flag pit stops. Good call out, G Danger. Now, these cars are going to come in different times, different waves. If these guys come in at all, I'm not sure what the fuel distance is, but some of these guys pitted out of sequence. Like Suarez did. I think Chastain did. A lot of guys stayed out. Co-hosting needed. Not necessarily. This is just a test run, so we'll feel it out. We're gonna lose some viewers once we end the stream and restart a new one. Oh, someone's blowing up, it looks like. A lot of smoke out of the 77. What was that? We stay green. I don't know if that was a... Yeah, that looks like motor or rear end. Oh, yeah, it blew up. How is that not a caution? Did he not drop oil all over the track, or at least rear end grease? Something. You kind of dislike Kyle Larson. I think that's a feeling a lot of people have. I've heard from several people they don't like Larson. What's my favorite planet besides Earth? I mean, do I have to pick one in our solar system? I don't know. Some exoplanet that's near Earth size and composition. In our solar system, I mean, Mars, I mean, it's our, you know, next best chance at another home. We could possibly terraform it, but it would take who knows how long. As far as coolness, Saturn's pretty cool looking with the ring. Yeah, Hocevar blew up. Larson's not all bad, but when he dominates, it feels like Max Verstappen 2022, 23. Well, that's the thing. We haven't really seen that since the next gen car. We used to see dominant streaks from drivers in the Gen 6 car, but this one is such a toss-up sometimes. It's hard to just dominate, you know, week in and week out. And another factor in that is the stage racing. Without the stages, guys would get out to huge leads. And, you know, there would be more green flag stops. There would be a lot more to separate the drivers. All right, let's see if we have anything on the NASCAR Twitters. Bang. It's been a while since we've checked. That's just a funny picture. That's funny. Who's DNF so far? A lot of people. That's correct. Let's go ahead and we'll go back to the leaderboard just for you, Doodlebug. Bang. So Riley Herbst, Austin Cindric, Kyle Busch, Noah Gragson, Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. Looks like that's all our DNFs so far. And add Hocevar to that list. So quite a few people. Yeah. We need to find a way to make Saturn solid. Yeah. But imagine living on one of the moons of Saturn and seeing that up in the sky. Just massive Saturn with the ring. Oh, it'd be beautiful. It'd be really awesome. All right, we'll go back to the Twitter. Yeah, we are 3 wide. They're like, oh, look over here, shiny object. Look how crazy it is. They're saving fuel. It's fuel savings. That's what it looks like when they're not saving fuel. It's a lot more hectic. All right, let's search NASCAR. What are people saying? Playoff bubble. Cody Ware, playoffs, baby. Cody Ware going to the playoffs. Ostvan Stroud. You were rooting for Hocevar. That stinks. Yeah, it always sucks to see your guy not only get crashed, but have a mechanical issue. Because then it's like, really? You know, at least if you crash, you understand. But a random part breaking, an engine exploding, that sucks. Yeah, it's still 3 wide. I mean, it is what it is. There's no argument about that. Jupiter's pretty cool. You know, you got the big storms and stuff. No ring, though. I really hope someone who won has already won a race wins again tonight. You have no idea. That's good. Same picture, 5-year difference. Disappointing. NASCAR 25 leaked. That's funny. All right, we're coming down pit road. It'll make his first win feel even better, seeing how many times he got close. Yeah, I mean, he's talented. He's very talented. But once Connor Zilic joins, he will no longer be the new exciting thing. I just hope he keeps his edge. You know, Ross Chastain, after he ran into a lot of people, he's driving a lot more passive. So hopefully Carson can keep his edge. He needs to back it down a little bit, you know, pull it back in, race a little more respectful, but keep that competitive nature. Let's go ahead and go back to NASCAR's page. Brad stalled the car on pit exit. So Brad's losing a few positions, it looks like, possibly. I don't know. Maybe he didn't lose any time. Who knows? In the replay they just showed, no one passed him while he was stalled. But someone could have pulled out in front of him, so. Yeah, nothing going on replay-wise. But this is why we're under caution for Hocevar. That's just a hilarious gif right there. Hilarious. Gragson, Busch, Herbst, Stenhouse, and Hocevar cannot win now. That's interesting. Keeping track of the drivers that could possibly eliminate Bowman. Austin Hill. Interesting. Yeah, Carson Hocevar, he's done. He's not going to knock him out. Joey Gase, probably not. Zane Smith, also probably not. Stenhouse, definitely not. Gragson, Busch, Herbst. Look at that. Look at that. At the front of the pack. Man, Alex Bowman missing out right now. William Byron. Chase Elliott. Kyle Larson. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. G Danger said Austin Hillbilly. Cyber J said you're surprised this stadium has this good of a Wi-Fi connection. Daytona is the best amenities. It has the best amenities. You go to the bathroom, you're taking a leak, and they have a TV there, and you're watching the race. You're at the concession stand. There's TVs. You're still watching the race. And like you said, you know, Wi-Fi. A few of the NASCAR tracks, I want to say a lot, but a few of the NASCAR tracks have Wi-Fi now. And it's to help with the people trying to access social media, message people, blah, blah, blah. Because when you gather near 200,000 people together, you know, it's going to cause congestion on the cell network. So the Wi-Fi is useful. Daytona is just so nice. I almost said it's the best fan experience, but other tracks have good experiences. It's just the amenities aren't just as nice. What did you miss? Carson Hocevar exploded. You have beef with Austin because of his antics in 23. Yes, I understand completely, Chris. You've been to Talladega. The Wi-Fi is unbearable. I didn't have too bad of an issue with it. I just usually don't use public Wi-Fi, but I've tried it out a few times. Because I think that checking on the NASCAR Tracks app, you had to be on the Wi-Fi or something. I don't know. It's just rough because Talladega is such a rural area. There's not great cell service there anyway. And then you're adding like 40,000 people, however many it seats, plus everyone in the infield and the campgrounds and the workers and teams, and it's just really bad connection. All right, we're restarting. 8 to go in stage 2. We have the Hendrick guys out front. Ryan Blaney all over the back of Chase Elliott. So 2 friends teamed up together. William Byron getting a huge push from Kyle Larson. Huge push. Kyle Larson going to the low side. Good night. The Hendrick guys are about to kill each other. This is crazy. Larson just made a great move to the inside. Oh my, Larson got really squirrely there. That was super sketchy. It doesn't look like the 9 and the 5 can work together very well. I have a feeling these Hendrick guys are going to wreck each other. You were watching some space stuff, AZ. You said the universe would keep going. A few billion years, the universe will die and the stars will die. Yeah, the heat death of the universe. If you ever want to feel existential dread, read about the heat death of the universe. It's not something we have to worry about, but in the event that they were able to upload us to a robot or something, eventually all life will cease to exist. If the universe makes it that far. I doubt it. King is Dead is officially your best friend, who is a fan of Byron too. Yeah, Byron fans got to stick together. A lot of people really don't like Byron because they think he's super boring. Maybe they have a point. I think Chase Elliott's a worse offender, but that's just me. Logano and McDowell are an innocent bystander. Yeah, I don't know. When is Joey Logano ever innocent? You gotta watch out for Joey. He'll kill someone at these tracks. Yeah, before the heat death of the universe, like Earth will already be gone anyway. Because as the sun burns out its fuel, the gravity will become weaker and the star will grow. The sun is going to grow and it'll probably engulf Earth. There's a chance it could push it away, but either way, Earth is done. Frisco to the lead. Good. Good. I didn't want Logano out front. But now Logano's pushing, which is way more dangerous. If Logano was ever behind me, I would just park it. I would just park the car, because having Logano behind you, Brad K sometimes as well, bad pushes, and Denny Hamlin, they'll just kill you. Von Stroud just said the sun should fuel save and let off the throttle. That's right. That's right. Don't burn out. That's funny. That's really funny. So Chase over the radio just came in and said the tires are falling off. The sun will be huge. That's right. The sun will be huge. Not that it already isn't, but it's going to get bigger. He should also turn on his fuel switches. Yeah. He may have more left in the tank. Like the sun too, you're burnt out. Relatable. All right, 3 laps to go. We're coming to 2 laps to go in the stage. Briscoe's still leading. We have 3 Hendrick cars on the inside lane. Oh, no. Briscoe in the sucker hole. Briscoe just got shuffled out. Oh, and what is Larson doing? Why? What is Larson doing? This might work out for him. If the field wrecks, he may be safe. Larson just pulled out a line. Either he got loose or he just pulled out a line. Either way, it was a big mistake. Crazy. Chastain has the freshest tires. Will Chastain make a move on Logano here? 2 laps to go. Coming to the last lap. The green and white flag is out. One to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Gotta play the sound.
White flag. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank.
Your phone died? That sucks. They just said it. Final lap brought to you by Credit One Bank. I love it. I love it. All right, Logano leading. William Byron behind him. Chastain's fallen back. Will anyone get a run here? The inside is really falling apart. Chase Elliott dropping through the field. All right, this is your chance, William Byron. Take out Logano and the rest of the field. Coming to the line, it looks like Ross Chastain is going to take stage 2. Ross Chastain, Christopher Bell, Joey Logano, William Byron, John Hunter Nemechek, Ryan Blaney, Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, Ty Gibbs, and Kyle Larson. Caution out. Caution out on the speedway. So let's look at our leaderboard here. We went through the top 10. Ty Gibbs getting a top 10. That's good. Ty Dillon just missing out on a stage point. So does AJ. Chase Elliott fell back through the field. He went from running up in the top 5 to 13th. Let's see where the rest of the guys finished. Hamlin is still 2 laps down, but it looks like he's going to get a lap back. So he'll just be 1 lap down. Brad all the way back to 23rd. Ty Gibbs. Ross won the 600. Yeah, Ross is already locked in. Ross was the one that beat Byron. You know, Byron dominated that race, but Ross had the better car at the end of the race. Stole it from him. Stole it. Byron had the fastest car several times this year and didn't win most of those races. Yeah, last to first. Very impressive, but it is the longest race of the year, so if anyone was going to do it in any race, that would be the one to do it in. That would be the one. If someone went last to first at like Sonoma or something, that would just be nutty. SVG probably could do it. All right, let's look at our... I'll be right back. I'm going to take a little break, momentary break, and we'll look at Twitter when I get back. All right, we are back. What are they saying about Byron? All right, just a normal stop, it sounds like. All right, let's take a look at the Twitters. See if there's anything going on there. picture. What is Ross doing? What was the direction here? What did the director say? We want you to look like you're on the cover of Step Brothers. Like, what is this? That's crazy. What a wild picture to use. And then in the background, he's just staring dead-eyed. He kind of got them Angel Reese eyes, if you know what I'm saying. Oh, yeah. Mercer's playing. Let's see. Where... Or what's the score? On legit ESPN, on ESPN Plus, you know, the cable channel. The biggest game in Mercer football history. And this is the year we win the FCS championship. It's not the same level as LSU and Georgia, but it's like a step below. That's funny. Wonder what the score is. After being down 23-3, Mercer woke up. 2 touchdowns. Nice, nice, nice. Hopefully they can come back. Hopefully they can come back. Getting some Mercer football coverage here. Give them a follow. All right, everyone else is making their pit stops now. Oh, Michael got a tweet. What in the world did NASCAR do to this next gen last week and this week to make it finally race like a race car? This race has felt much more like a 2013 to 2018 Gen 6 Daytona race than the next gen race. Other than the car just not handling well, I don't know what they're talking about, because they're still going 3 wide. They're still saving fuel at times. I just think the drivers are making worse decisions. There was a racetrack NASCAR ran at called Middle Georgia Raceway. G Danger said, where did Blaney go? You think he fell off on this race? So Eric said, maybe it was a mix of the old new tires, but that run to the stage finish was some of the best racing we've seen at Daytona since the next gen. That's definitely what it was. You had some guys out on the track on near 60-lap tires, and other guys had pitted just 9 laps prior. So there definitely was a huge tire differential. And like last week, the tires are really what saved the race. The next gen car is rough, but like Goodyear's been doing a better job. They've had some stinkers last year. Bristol, the night race, kind of a stinker. That's actually the race that you see in the in here. That's from the Bristol night race last year. I have that race uploaded to my channel from this camera position. But anyway, they've been doing better. The last 2 weeks have really been good. Richmond, a lot of fall off. And it seems like this race, they're having some fall off. Chase Elliott was complaining pretty hard about the handling of his car. I'm not following Kurt Angle. What am I doing? I'll go ahead and follow Moonhead. I see enough of his tweets anyway. Follow all of them. I'll follow everyone. $1 million company versus a 24-year-old designer. Like if NASCAR should hire me. What is that face? I don't like that cover. And the cars are so small. You could have these drivers standing down here. Have them standing where the cars are. And in the background, have the high banks of Daytona. You have William Byron's car, Christopher Bell's car, Ryan Blaney's car. Bam. Perfect cover. And get rid of all this, whatever this is, this texture. It makes the cover look cluttered or something. I don't know. Oh, did you make a new account? Did you follow me? I can follow you back. All right, let's look at his cover. See, look how much more clean this cover looks. This cover, you can actually see what's going on. The drivers aren't halfway faded. There's no like black like tire buildup or whatever that is. So like dirty cover, not appealing. Clean cover, appealing. You know, that's just a difference in talent. That's just a difference in talent. All right, y'all, who went in a fight? What is this? What is he saying? Wallace walking to care center. Someone should kick his tail. You do it, tough guy. I could and would. There's always some beef going on NASCAR Twitter. Always. It's usually the dumbest things. Unfortunately, we're done at Daytona tonight. That's right. Cubba's just back out on track. Oh, he might win it. You never know. You never know. That was such a cool moment last night. I know a lot of you guys were here for the Xfinity stream. That Xfinity race was awesome. Great race. Even with the weather delay. Let's look at the Ram truck. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Seeing their fully funding, 100% funding 5 trucks in the truck series. 100% funding. So if they find sponsors, you know, that's good. But it looks like they're going to run a lot of Ram branding on these trucks, which is really cool. Welcome back. People are angry at Bubba. Gary, really, Gary? You're disappointing me here. I like your tweet, buddy. I like your tweet. But, really? This cover? What is... It looks like I did something to offend William Byron. That's what this is. It looks offensive. Oh, wow. From England to Daytona. So excited. Pretty sick. It's always good to see people go to their first race. Look at old Bristol. A conveyor belt. Concrete conveyor belt. Yeah, go in YouTube. Go in YouTube. I see his tweets a lot. What a picture for Kyle Larson. What a picture. Maybe it looks better. Let's see it here. Maybe it looks better. Nope, still hate it. You know, it is what it is. All right, guys, we're going back green. Get the scoreboard pulled back up. All right, stage 3. $58 laps to go. Remember, it usually heats up around 20 to go in these cup races. So, have they got the wrecks out of their system? Are there going to be more wrecks? So, while I have 48 of you here, just know after the race, we're going to end this stream and we're going to go live with a post-race stream. And we're going to have a call-in section. So the link in the link to my Discord is in the chat. It's the pinned comment. Or if you need the link, we can repost it. But if you want to join our Discord server, you can call in and you can give me your thoughts. Give you guys a minute or two to share your thoughts on the race or your thoughts on certain things that happened throughout the race and maybe what might happen in the playoffs. Really just anything NASCAR related. And, you know, give you guys the mic for a minute. We haven't done this before, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But if you guys want to call in and share your thoughts, after this race, the post-race stream will go live. Give you guys a preview of that. Here's our overlay. We have everything set up. I think it's going to be pretty cool. All right, John Hunter Nemechek out front. We have 3 Toyotas. 1, 2, 3. Justin 87, you'll be back in a little while. Did I call Byron weird? No, I don't. Byron's definitely not weird. That picture is a little weird. I'm wearing a Byron hat. And I have another Byron hat right next to me. I like Byron. All right, Casey Mears looks like he has another right front down. We stay green. He didn't spin it this time. Yeah, R.I.P. Casey Mears. Oh my goodness. Todd Gilliland with the evasive driving. Ooh! How did Casey keep it off of them? How did Casey do that? Crazy. Crazy. Go ahead and post that in the chat again. In the chat, there's the link to our Discord. So if you're going to call in after the race, there's the link. You can join our Discord server. Man, imagine if Eric Jones won in that 43 car. The Richard Petty throwback. That would be nuts. Bowman's got to be just a wreck right now. Just absolutely nervous. Imagine finishing in the top 10 on points and missing the playoffs. Truex missed it, and he was like second or third in the points. So this playoff system is just busted. Absolutely busted. It rewards inconsistency. If anything, make wins worth more. Like, give a ton of bonus points for a win. And just do season-long standings. All right, these guys will probably be saving a little bit of fuel here. Some of the field opted to come back in again during the caution cycle just to top off the car a second time. Yeah, John Hunter Nemechek's not even full throttle. That's crazy. Not even full throttle, and they're not even gaining on him. Those are two teammates at the front, though. They're going to work together for a bit. Second and a half off the pace. That's what Steve Letarte just said. The reason why I think they're going to save a little fuel is we saw they can just make it to like 57 laps. So this is a little further. So they probably want to get a little window, save enough fuel for a possible green, white, checkered attempt, or maybe multiple overtime attempts. Oh my, 11 slow on track. Something just fell off of his car. It might bring out a caution. He's pretty slow. He's caution. It's got to be a caution. There it is. Hamlin brought out the caution. Can't keep it off the track. Thankfully, he went up the track when he did, because if he had continued and lost the car, drifted up on the track right before the field passed him, oh, that could have been really bad. Kevin LePage. All right, Doodlebug. Let me look. Yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 members in there aside from me. So brand new Discord. Just started it today. So something broke. He may also have a right front down. But Hamlin's pretty mad about it. But he's locked into the playoffs. It's no big deal. Hamlin brought out a caution. He was slow on track, and he couldn't keep the car down. So he washed up on the track, and it brought out the caution. Thankfully, NASCAR went ahead and threw it, Because that could have been really bad if the field had come through and Denny washed up the track. It would have been really bad. Well, we're under caution. Let's look back at the Twitters again. So this is really good. This is actually really good timing for a caution. And I'll explain why I think that. Because there's a caution and they can opt to come in and get fuel, this may prevent them from running fuel savings. So they may run all out after this, after we restart. Did Byron pit recently? Not necessarily recently. I think he pit during the stage break. Right now, Nemechek's in the playoffs. Yeah, crazy stuff, Doodlebug. Crazy. Like, Bowman's worst nightmare, really. All right, what's the latest people are saying? Get the crybaby off the track. Are you serious, Denny Hamlin? Penalize the 11 for intentionally bringing out the caution and parking. Really? Really? It would be from a Michigan fan. Brain dead Michigan fan. I'm sorry if you're a Michigan fan. Look at that beautiful car. And the iRacing version of it. That's awesome. Beautiful Jaguar. I think that may be one of the cars you can get in Gran Turismo 7. You don't say. You don't say. Bowman is out. Kill me. Yeah. As someone who watches NASCAR, how safe is it to get hit in the left quarter panel in the trial of Daytona on a restart? I'm not even a fan of Wallace, but how do you not see that? Logano is the one that's 100% responsible. Really, Sean? Really, Sean? How do you blame Logano on that one wreck? How do you blame Logano? Pits are still closed. They're going around one more time. Why? Why? Why is the caution, like the pit road, why is it still closed? What are they doing? Didn't he drop fluid? Did someone drop fluid? Like, the field wasn't stacked up? I'm not sure. $20 off your first ticket purchase at SeatGeek. Use code SKEWCAR at checkout. How about that? How about that? You watch my stream, you know, every once in a while you get a good deal. What took NASCAR so long to throw the caution when Denny Hamlin clearly can't get to pit road? I thought NASCAR did a fine job. He probably could have made it back. They were trying to see if he could get to the apron or not. All my NASCAR, one of my friends suffering tonight. Huh. What does that mean? What does that mean? People are not happy with Hamlin, which Hamlin has a lot of haters. I'm a part-time hater. All right, they're about to come into the pits, so we'll keep an eye on that. All right, pit stop's about to begin. Did Denny park it in the grass? Why are there safety trucks in the grass? I have so many questions. I have so many questions. All right. Most of the field is coming down. There may be some people taking a wave around. Some people did stay out on track. I'm not really sure why you wouldn't pit here, because you can, like, even though the traffic is pretty bad, with the right moves, you can make it to the front. Especially if that third line develops. Seven drivers stayed out. The 88, 51, 16. 99, 45, 1, and then I guess the 19. No! John Hunter Nemechek probably going to get a penalty. He drove off while the fueler still had the can plugged in. And the fuel man and the can both left the pit stall. So that's probably going to be a penalty for John Hunter Nemechek. From first to a lot worse. All right, leaving some notes. Yeah, I love to see those emojis. Yeah, we have some exclusive emojis for members. Yes, welcome back, everybody. Looks like we're getting ready to settle in for our run to the finish. Remember, after the race, we're going to do our post-race show. We're going to end this stream, start another one, and we're going to go live with this layout. So if you guys want to call in, click the link that's in the chat, join our Discord, and you guys can call in and share your thoughts on the race or whatever. A member. We have one member. How to be a member. So there, once you subscribe, the subscribe button becomes a join button. If you have memberships enabled. I don't know, you may have that limited on your account, but yeah, you don't feel like you have to become a member. But there are a few perks for the different tiers of membership. The Dale Senior tier, the highest tier. One of the perks is gameplay. So if you guys want to play a game with us, whatever it is, that's the way to do it. That'll get you a guaranteed playtime. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Gonna take a latrine break. The Bowler. Yeah, I hate the playoff system. I hate it. I'll be right back, guys. Yeah, I haven't tried out that SCP game yet. The fact that the developers stopped working on it worries me. All right, 46 to go currently. John Hunter Nemechek on pit road. Might as well stop. You know, he got the penalty. So yeah, go ahead and stop now. Go ahead and shut the window. All right, while we're still under caution, let's look at Twitter one last time during this break. See if we have anything else. No, not necessarily. Let's look at NASCAR's account. Things go from bad to worse for Denny Hamlin. See, I mean, he just drifted up the track. Imagine if he had held it down there until the field came by and drifted up. That would have been very bad. Yeah, that car is torn up. Toe up from the flow up. Let's look at the Cup Series. Carlos Illich at the Cup Series drivers meeting next year. That's good. That's funny. Have I had Busch beer or Coca-Cola or Pepsi? No. Dr. Pepper. I love the Dr. Pepper. I don't know if you guys have seen the video of the guy that's asleep and someone pours Dr. Pepper in his mouth. And he wakes up startled and he's like, "Is that Dr. Pepper?" It's awesome. Okay, we're back. Green flag. Let's go back to our leaderboard. All right, Austin Dillon out front. What is, like, is Austin Dillon suddenly a championship contender? I know he's probably not, but still. The Richmond race, and now he's out front at Daytona. I mean, I've had Pepsi. I've had Pepsi in the past. Obviously, I've had Coca-Cola. I just don't like them. Kevin LePage. Yeah, Austin Dillon, P1 right now. Joe Logano, P2. That worries me. Will the 3 get a Daytona win? He's won here before. So he knows how to do it. Yeah. RCR, they're like, Kyle Busch is not making the playoffs. Let's give all of our best equipment to Austin Dillon. If Austin Hill wasn't already in the race, I would say it's probably Austin Hill driving right now. If only Austin Hill had this speed all year long. I would love to see the 3-car be competitive, but he's just not. Welcome back, Justin. Correct. Correct. Man, that 43 is running up to 3rd right now. Man, it looks so good. Imagine if Eric Jones in the 43 won. That would be crazy. That's what I'm saying, Justin. That's what I'm saying. That would be an instant diecast purchase. I would wait to see it at the track. I don't like ordering from Lionel directly because you have to wait like a year to get your diecast. I like going to the race and buying the diecast directly from the team. That's a good looking car. Good looking Richard Petty car. IMD crazy guy. I'm the crazy guy. Is that how you say it? You said he better win. Are you an Eric Jones fan or just a Petty fan? Whew, 22 is trying to control both lines. All right, it's still 41 to go, but they're racing pretty hard right now. I don't know if they can make it to the end from here, but whenever they're good on fuel, the racing will pick up. Richard Petty was not a good racer. You're consistent on that. You are very consistent on that. I may not agree with the assessment, but I will say the 200 wins kind of an inflated stat. They had a lot more races on the schedule back then, and the teams he was competing against, maybe not the most competitive back in the day. They're talking about Ty Gibbs right now, and I'm not sure why. What's special about Ty Gibbs? You firmly agree that Richard Petty is put on a pedestal for... I mean, it's not for no reason. 7 championships, over 200 wins. You know, on the Mount Rushmore of NASCAR for sure. That's crazy. Petty and Pearson. Cale Yarborough probably in that discussion as well. Buescher and Priest are top 10. Yeah, running 6th and 7th right now. Not bad. Not bad. How long can they keep it clean? Are they going to run to the end, or will there be a caution? That's our question right now. We're under commercial. Thankfully, it's a side-by-side. Logano's out to a pretty comfortable lead. Austin Dillon behind him now. Put Petty and SVG on a road course, and SVG probably wins 10 times out of 10. But the big but here, the cars that Petty drove were much closer to a stock car. Big motor, super heavy. So Petty would have the experience advantage. But they didn't run as many road course races back then as they do now. Where the flip? Yeah, where's the... What lap? Yeah, usually it happens around... Like, the intensity ramps up around 20 to go. But with this car, you can't really make crazy runs or hold ground very well. Like, it's just very easy for things to get shuffled around. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, that may delay certain drivers from pushing till the last 5 laps. They may just kind of ride in position for a little bit. But I think around 20 to go, things will ramp up. We may see the wreck around then. If not, probably within 5 to go. You'll see guys start to make moves and make bad ones. Ty Gibbs over the catch fence and out of the track. We can only hope. As long as everyone's safe, you know? I want everyone to be safe. But it would be awesome. It would be so cool. Like a drafty car style blowover. Oh, NASA may have to, you know, launch a rocket to recover Ryan Preece after this one. If anyone's going to go to space, it's him. Put Petty in today's NASCAR and he's middle of the road at best. Maybe. I mean, drivers nowadays grow up driving and they're just, that's all they do. And Petty kind of grew up in that environment, but now it's everyone doing that. Petty drove the 43 Junior in drag racing. Yeah, he did a few different types of racing. NASCAR tried to branch out every now and then. They would go, they tried a left and right series at one point. They also had the convertible series. Three wide. Things are picking up already. Things are picking up. Damn, I need some water. I drank a glass of water last time I stepped away. So looking at our top 10, if Buescher wins, Bowman's out. If Preece wins, Bowman's out. If Jones wins, he's out. If Haley wins, you know, so we have a lot of drivers up there that could knock Bowman out of the playoffs. Yeah, I need Brad to get up there. Brad is not afraid to knock somebody out of the way. Oh, they just kicked me off. My 24-hour package was more like a 27-hour package. There we go. Got it restarted. Austin Dillon leading the line on the inside. The middle line being led by Chase Briscoe. Joey Logano up top. I don't know. I kind of want to see Ryan Preece flip. But if we get a Preece flip, I think they need to reward him with the win. So Preece needs to flip across the finish line. I think that would be the best case. That'd be the Hollywood ending. Like, they wreck in front of him. His car somehow gets catapulted through the air, and he flips across the finish line ahead of everyone. Just like Cars. Just like the Cars movie. Joey's kind of controlling things right now. All it takes is one bad block, one bad push, and half these cars are wadded up. Custer can take off that eat my dust part when he gets in the top 30. Hasn't been the best year for Custer. Yeah. The life of a single car zombie team. He's had the craziest career. To Cup, then back to Xfinity, back to Cup. Wild stuff. Brad Keselowski in P18 now. I mean, that's how it happens. That third line really fell apart. The inside line. Yeah, Cole Custer. Yeah, Cole, yeah. He ran in Xfinity, then he got promoted to Cup, and then he got dropped back down to Xfinity, and now he's back in Cup. I don't know, maybe Custer should just stay in Xfinity. He was usually pretty good in that 00. I believe that's the car he drove, the 00. All right, now we're just too wide. Back through most of the field. Logano's still trying to control both lanes. Briscoe leading the inside line. So Toyota's on the inside, Ford's on the outside. Busher in second, Preece back in 6th right now. Yeah, P6. Everyone's having to make evasive maneuvers there. Get around those lap cars. Man, Joey's doing a pretty good job at running out front right now. Kind of controlling things. I'm thinking we're entering the danger zone. I say under 20 laps to go, but you could see it around 25. We are getting close. Will they make it? Unlikely. But we'll see. Back to Grand National for Custer. Yeah. Seems like he has a pretty locked in seat, but I mean, who knows? If Ford develops another driver, they may replace him. I think that's the only reason the 41 still exists, is so Ford can have an extra team. Whew. Briscoe's getting loose off the nose of the 43. They are pushing hard. They are pushing hard. Logano up the track. We're under commercial, but it's a side-by-side. It's pretty ridiculous. We're under a commercial at all with this few laps to go. All right, Chase Briscoe to the lead. This is huge. Yeah, Chase Briscoe leading that inside line now. Not Chase Briscoe, Eric Jones leading the inside line. Chase Briscoe went up to the high side. But here comes Eric Jones on the inside. He doesn't quite have the help to make the pass, though. Briscoe back out to the lead. Huge run on the outside. Huge run. Will anyone go to the inside? Ooh, Joey going to the inside with help from Chris Buescher. Joey Logano back to P1. They are dicing it up. Dude, they're racing pretty well right now. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. I'm liking it. Did Goodyear just nail the tire package? This is awesome. This is awesome. Great move by Logano and Buescher. Buescher went with him. They shuffled Briscoe out. Toby Keith's closest friends. If I ever you know, if the CIA ever wanted to interrogate me, all they would have to do is play modern country music, and I would crack immediately. That's right. Under caution. 78. BJ McLeod. No longer allowed from McLeod. He has his own company on the car. He's self-sponsoring here. If you guys are ever in the Smoky Mountains, if you're in the Gatlinburg area, go visit BJ McLeod's mountain racing coaster. They just opened it up. It's a racing themed attraction. I believe they have 2 tracks side by side, so you get to race the person next to you. Very cool. You know, one way to show your support for BJ McLeod. I know there's a lot of NASCAR fans that visit the Smoky Mountains. NASCAR Speed Park, the former location of the NASCAR Cafe. We still have the Quaker Steak grill there. And tons of go-kart opportunities in Gatlinburg. Very fun. Or Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, Sevierville. That whole area. Oh, they didn't throw the yellow. Interesting. I thought they did. We're still green. I was looking at the leaderboard like who's going to have the lead on the restart, but we're still going. Oh. Yeah, that's a hard hit. Byron back in the top 10. Yeah, he's right there on the edge. Other than Larson, the Hendrick cars are kind of, you know, back there. Elliott's close-ish. It'll be interesting to see when a third lane develops again. When are we going to get a third lane? They're talking about Justin Haley's rain-shortened race win. It's not good. There we go. I have the thumbnail made for the post-race show. I'm going to go ahead and get the stream set up so I can shift you guys over there afterwards. There we go. 43 to the lead. How about that? Joey Logano on the inside line. Man, Justin Haley there in second. So we have 2 guys out front that could knock Bowman out of the playoffs. Man, it is not looking good for Bowman. It is not looking good. All right, 16 off the track. AJ is out of the race. All right, I have the link ready for the post-race show. So once the race ends, I'll shift you guys over there. I'll drop that link in the chat, and you guys can join us over there as soon as the race ends. I may step into the restroom, get some water, and then we'll start the post-race show. I need a caution. I need a caution really bad so I can go use the restroom. Austin Hill having a great race. How many laps down is Austin Hill? 5 laps down. Yeah, excellent race with Austin Hill. He's having a great time, I'm sure. 14 laps to go. Any minute. Any minute. Half the field could wad it up. Logano on the inside. Eric Jones on the outside. Eric Jones currently has the advantage, but the 17 is giving Logano a huge shove on the inside. Logano to the lead. He's drifting up the track, trying to block both lanes. Back to the inside. And now he's going to the outside. He's blocking Eric Jones. Is this where our wreck is going to start? Is our wreck going to start at the front of the pack? Time and time again, we've seen bad blocks. Bad blocks lead to the big one. There we go. Logano on the outside now, blocking the 43. Chris Buescher on the inside. And behind Buescher, Ty Gibbs, another person that needs a win to get in. So we have 4 drivers at the front that can win and get in. Oh my goodness, the 22 around. That's right. I'm a little behind you guys. All right, we stay green. Beautiful scenes. Beautiful scenes. Wait, Joey, what are you doing? What did Joey just do? And now he's stuck. What? How did he miss pit road? All right, let's see this replay. How did Joey miss pit road? Crazy. Oh. Buescher maybe front end damage. We need to look out for that. I spoke it into existence. I said, are we gonna, see it start in the front? It wasn't the big one, but we did see a wreck from the lead. I mean, that's peak Joey Logano. He's gonna cause a wreck pushing someone or blocking someone. Right there. Right at the very end, it looks like Jones gets into him. On his right rear. I don't know. They may have not touched. Joey may have just lost it. Because, I mean, the way it comes around looks so natural. Does Chris Buescher have any meaningful damage on that front? It looks pretty clean. It looks pretty clean. Joey's not going to be happy, but Joey's not out of it. Joey's not out of it by a long shot. Did Joey go a lap down already? Yeah, he's 2 laps down. All right, Joey's pretty much out of it. Denny might eventually get all his laps back if we get another caution. All right, I'll be right back, guys. Since we have a caution, I'm going to step away. All right. We are back. Tires do matter in this race, so it maybe isn't the worst decision to pit here. If you don't think you're going to make it on raw speed, come in and get tires. See what could happen. But the more caution laps they run, the worse it is to pit here. Also, pitting, you might get stuck behind a lot of cars that end up bringing out the big one. So, you deal with a lot of danger going to the back of the pack. Let's see if we have any kind of replay from NASCAR. NASCAR. Yes, we do have a replay. All right, feast your eyes on Logano. Was the steering damaged or just the right front being down didn't allow him to get to pit road? Yeah, I'm guessing the right front's down there. Because the car, once he gets it gathered up, it just goes straight. And you can see the front wheels are turned, so it doesn't look like he brought that on purpose. He just couldn't drive the car. Priest and Busher, P4 and P5. Yeah, there's a lot of drivers up front that do not have a win yet. So Bowman, he's probably sweating pretty hard right now. If he misses the playoffs, I'm going to be so upset. I need some more water. I'm officially out of Dr. Pepper. Now would be the time to go get it. You won't be upset? Well, that's easy to say for a Reddick fan. Out of the playoffs because of a car 26th in points. Accurate. Accurate. Yeah, Bowman would have made it through, but Kyle Busch came back up the track. So did Wallace. So, just what happens in the trioval. Hey, that's all right. No need to apologize. Everyone has their favorites. Everyone has their favorites. They're showing Richard Petty, the scheme they're throwing back to, won the summer race in 1984. How about that? Train the dog to fetch water. He couldn't even help himself. He's been snoring this whole stream. Yep, coming back to green. You're a little ahead of me. And then, there's also the natural delay of me responding to you guys. Back to green flag racing. All right, back to our leaderboard. All right, two guys at the front that both need a win. Oh, it's going to get crazy. We've seen Kyle wreck one Toyota tonight. Can he make it too? Woo! Kyle needs a good run. He's been on a bad streak since that Indianapolis double attempt. It did not go well. Side by side all the way back. Will we see a third line develop? I think SVG, yeah, SVG tried the high side. He's back to 24th right now. Not great. 7 laps to go. G Danger said, big one, let's go. Was there a big one, or they're saying, will there be one? Any minute. These guys are squirrely. These guys are squirrely. Oh, the 43 is so loose. I don't know if they'll go 4. Maybe at the very end. But 3 wide for sure. If it was Talladega, then I could see 4 wide. It's pretty hard to do at Daytona. I need this race to end. I'm so tired. Will there be one? It's hard to say. Usually, yes. But they were clean. They kept it clean at Talladega somehow. Oh, my goodness. Well, Eric Jones's chances are over. Yeah. R.I.P. Eric Jones. Ryan Preece to the lead of the outside line. Again, 2 drivers up front that both need a win. Can Kyle Larson make his way through the field? Chase Elliott's right behind him. He has teammate help. Justin87 said Cody Ware is P12. Yeah, that's right. According to our leaderboard. Pretty good. Pretty good. Cody Ware had that fortune cookie. He's going to find his way to the lead somehow. It's got to happen, or fortune cookies are a lie. That's crazy. Buescher's pushing another car, another manufacturer ahead of his teammate. If Justin Haley somehow got the win, Chris Buescher would be in so much trouble with Ford. Buescher needs to somehow shuck Justin Haley. Or somehow try to get into that high line. I mean, I don't know how they're going to do it. If they can time a run perfectly and push Haley clear, and Chris Buescher gets clear, then he could pull up in front of his teammate. All right, we might have a third lane developing. We'll keep an eye on that. They are pushing so hard. Can Justin Haley win once more at Daytona? Coming to 3 laps to go. Are we going to see a big one? I hope the race doesn't end under caution. That would be a letdown. Please end. They can wreck, but wreck and let them race back, please. Yo, Bowman's done. Bowman's done. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Alex. You did what you could. All right, will the Chevys go to the high side? Larson and Elliott may try to get around. There they go. There they go. There they go. HMS guys teaming up. Ryan Preece in the sucker hole. Now, Elliott and Larson need to watch that outside line. You do not want to be in the middle. You do not want to be in the middle. That outside line's being hurt right now because of that outside. The middle line's being hurt by the outside line. That's what I meant to say. Cole Custer on the outside line with help from another Ford. Justin Haley clear out in front. They're going to have a huge run. Which line will Haley block? He can't go to the high side. Oh my goodness. Justin Haley doesn't know what to do. He froze. The lights were too bright. White flag. 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. Cole Custer out front. Justin Haley on the inside. Oh my goodness. 2 guys fighting for the last position. Oh my. Ryan Blaney to the lead. Come on, Blaney. Come on, Blaney. He doesn't have the help. He doesn't have the help. Coming to the line, Ryan Blaney gets the win. Alex Bowman stays in the playoffs. And we have 2 cars wrecking. Chris Buescher. And I guess Cole Custer taking a little trip through the infield. Ryan Blaney just saved Alex Bowman. Thank you, Ryan Blaney. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You saved us. Coming to the line, technically 4 wide. Whoo! Suarez, he was coming. He had the momentum. If the race was, if it was Talladega, Suarez probably wins the race. Yep. Every RFK car missed. Every RFK car just missed the playoffs. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and post it in the chat. We are about to end the stream and switch over to our post-race coverage. If you guys want to call in and share your thoughts about today's race, go ahead and click that link, switch over to our other stream, and we'll go back live shortly. Post-race plus... I can't spell. I'm having a hard time typing. All right, there we go. In the chat, I'm going to make it the pinned message. If you guys want to join our post-race coverage, go ahead and head over there. You can call me on Discord during the later portion of the stream, and we will share viewer commentary. So if you guys have thoughts, comments, whatever, you can call into that stream and share your thoughts on what happened in today's race. Yeah, Danny, right? The last 5 laps, the adrenaline starts flowing, the blood is pumping. Insane stuff. We're going to go ahead and end today's stream. Go ahead and join the post-race stream. I'll see you guys over there. We'll start our coverage pretty much immediately. And towards the end of the stream, we'll have a viewer call-in portion. So if you're interested in calling in, go ahead and join us over there. And that'll do it for us on this stream. I'll see you guys in a second.